Hi, I'm Howard Carlton, and I'm an artist. I like to work with video and sculpture, and to explore different materials, but most recently I've been working with wood. Before this, I liked to work with materials that came together quickly, but were not as permanent, such as cardboard, tape, and bamboo sticks. This project I called The Need for Play,
Howard!
which stemmed from a task to create a drawing machine out of a few scraps.
Robot machine.
This ended up being a crossbow that shot at balloons filled with paint, ink and glitter, which was the type of thing I would have loved to do as a child. I found it was just as enjoyable as an adult, so I decided to start a project on play. I made playthings such as weaponry and armour, again from scraps like cardboard, and waited to see if others would get involved. The bug of play began to spread, and people even from other groups came and had a lot of fun, so much I think it stopped them from being productive.
Art school.
From this, I realised that play was an important part of life, no matter what your age. It makes us happy, and whether that be through making something, playing with a toy, or reenacting something, it's good for the soul. From that point, I decided that doing what I enjoy and what I want to do is important. So I tried to make work that is tactile and playful. Play fighting obviously isn't the only form of play. That was just one I particularly enjoyed when I was young, pretending I was in Lord of the Rings or in Star Wars or many others. If you don't want to pick up my work and play with it in some way, I would say that I've failed. Another huge part of my practice is the environment and people's connection to the natural world. This next piece is called A Natural Necessity. It shows the way I feel about nature and my need to have contact with it. Otherwise, I feel trapped. There is something built within us that yearns to be where our ancestors learned to live. And sometimes in this modern world we have created for ourselves, we neglect that bond. This relationship with nature gives us a respite from the stress and the hustle and bustle of modern living. During the pandemic, this was made clear. People were literally trapped, with barriers stopping them from getting access to nature, and it made me realise how lucky I was to have a local wood to walk in, so I could tap into the healing properties and peace that comes with it.
There's loads of them, isn't there?
I have learned a deeper viewpoint of nature through the writings of the Native American botanist Robin Wall Kimmerer, which has greatly influenced the themes of my work. Her book, Braiding Sweetgrass, beautifully outlines the Native American way of living at one with nature, seeing the plants as our teachers, as amazing beings with wisdom and generosity, and about all life being from one family. From Grandmother Earth to grasses and mosses and us, we all need one another. Growing up, I always loved playing with toys and making things, which is another form of play. My most recent work combines the themes of play and the environment. It is a representation of my journey in growing a relationship with nature and what my experiences in my grandparents' garden have done to develop that love. What is the significance of the place in which we play and the time we spend in it? I've made birds, something that my grandma always loved, out of branches from a tree in their garden that I have spent my whole life climbing and playing around. Each layer of wood produced by the tree and seen in the whittled pieces has been touched by my family, and later ones by me. The birds are very toy-like and are things that people would want to touch and handle. When I can, when the weather is half decent, I like to make my work outside, listening to and watching the birds and taking in the world around me. So the tree in my grandparents' garden is still bringing me closer to the natural world as I am whittling its limbs. It is my intention to keep some of these birds, so that even when my grandparents' house is eventually sold, the tree, through the toys, can bring my future children close to nature and close to their great-grandparents as they play with them.